All right, here with Yarrive from Quad Lock Honda. Pretty special weekend for you guys. Obviously, having all four Australian champions repeat, then having them all four here. Just walk us through. I know you put in a lot of work every weekend, but how much extra effort goes into having all four of those riders here?
Logistically, it's challenging, but I mean, I think racing is a logistical nightmare for most teams anywhere in the world. We're always coordinating flights, accommodation, rental cars, where we're going to eat. But other than the logistical challenge, which was made quite easy with the people that we've got surrounding us, it wasn't hard.
Yeah, and then walk me through. I know, defending a championship in any series is not easy. To have four riders do it back to back, just, I guess, can you touch on a little bit on every rider and just how much it means to you and how much it means to them and the team and everything?
It means a lot. It means a lot to them. It means a lot to us, our sponsors. The first year we did it was last year. It was a historical season for us and for Honda. No other manufacturer has done that before. To back that up again was a great accomplishment. It was something we were chasing. To suggest that we weren't would be a lie. I mean, we're going out there to try and win each and every weekend. But to be able to do it a second year in a row, it was fantastic. The hard part is the expectations there to do it again. So we'll work towards that and we'll try and pick the best team for next year. But yeah, I mean, other than the fact that it was extremely special to me to do it for all of our partners and for the riders and to keep putting back into everyone that puts so much into us, you get up on Monday morning and you're like, okay, so what's next? You don't really get the opportunity to sit back and reward yourself.
Yeah, and so I guess can you touch a little bit on each rider and their season and just, I guess, obstacles they overcame or anything like the highlights from the season from each rider?
It was our first year with Kingsford in the Futures class, and he hadn't won a race before. So I saw something in him last year and I felt confident, but we had quite a number of riders ringing us for the opportunity to race for the factory Honda team in Australia. So I was definitely hoping I made the right decision, and Cade proved me right. His biggest challenge is his age. Like, he has a lot to learn, and we need to keep him grounded, and we needed to continue to remind him all year that whilst he was winning MX3, which is our futures class, consistently winning, his goal was to make sure he was going fast enough to be competitive in MX2 in the pro class, because ultimately that's where all these future riders need to go. So we maintained a bigger goal with him and we stayed focused on that. We were chasing lap times. So that was my challenge, is to keep him grounded enough with all the winning he was doing and remind him that the bigger goal is to be prepared for the next 5 years to come, not take on what he's doing right now and feel like he's already achieved everything.
And how old is he, by the way?
He's 17. He'll be 18 later this year, and the Futures was his last year in Australia because we have an age limit on that. And then in the MX2 class, it was Brodie Connolly who went back to back. A rider that I saw race out here at Redbud in 2022 or 23 at the Des Nations, and I was blown away by his intensity. He wasn't on a Honda, so I signed him then and there, well, pretty much then and there, and he's paid rewards to the team tenfold. First year with us, third, second year first, third year first, and we'll have him here in America next year. The biggest challenge with him is, I don't want to say anything negative, but the biggest challenge with Brodie is getting him to understand that sometimes second is enough to win a championship. He always wants to win. A great mindset, but sometimes not everything goes right in a race, and you need to be able to control your emotions in the race. But yeah, a great competitor, and I think we'll see some great things from him in the future. And then in the MXoN class, Kyle Webster, I mean, class act. He's the one that faced a lot of challenges this year. Broke his back mid-season and raced with it 7 days later because he wanted to maintain to be in contention for the championship, and because he did that at the end, he was there. But yeah, there were challenges there with him, and then those kind of falls unfortunately create doubt and negativity in your own mind as to things going wrong all the time. We had to overcome them, so we worked on them in different ways. And believe it or not, 2-time champion back-to-back, we still have a lot of work to do.
And I kind of asked Charli this a little bit in the press conference. Like, obviously, for the riders, it's a big thing to go back-to-back. And then for the team, everybody, but for also Australia, it's huge. For you guys to come here and race all 4 on the same weekend.
Yeah,
so talk about that is from your perspective as a team owner, as an individual, and just
we didn't
for the
touch
sport.
on Charli. Charli's a phenomenal athlete. It's fair to say, and I don't normally use this word, but she is dominant in Australia, which is a challenge to her, because when you're so dominant in your own country, what's next? How much harder do you train? Where do you push? Who's the competition that's pushing you? And so she's come here, and Lala's extremely strong. Lachlan Turner is really strong, which is good. That'll reignite some passion, and I think it'll help us grow, and which will help the sport grow. But I think the biggest thing, and something I hate to say the biggest thing, one of the things is we're showing through Honda that there is a pathway to get overseas, and if you excel in your own country, then there will be opportunities provided to you, and that's because of the collaboration, the relationship with American Honda and Honda Australia. And we won't hold people back. It would be easy to keep these 4 amazing champions in Australia and keep enjoying that success at home, but that's not helping them or the sport. So the thing I'm most proud is that Honda is providing a pathway for these riders to get an opportunity overseas. Charli now will come back here and race next year because of this opportunity. Brodie will come here and race full-time next year. Kate Kingsford will go home and understand, I'm at this level, they're at that level. Now I know where I need to bridge the gap. I'm going to start working towards that. You've put a new carrot in front of me that you've dangled it. I'm going to go after it now. So, yeah, I think it's important that these opportunities for riders throughout the world, when you look at what Prado's doing, when you look at the Lawrence has done, when you look at what Ferrandis did, that the best of the best in their country should come and experience the best in the world. And I think that's here in America, period. Regardless of the European Motocross Championship, World Motocross Championship, I feel that the best riders in the world, considering Prado's here, considering what the Lawrences are doing, bringing people here to America, giving them that opportunity, it's only going to help them, and it's going to aspire the next lot of talent in Australia to push harder to get here. So, yeah, I'm particularly proud that we're bringing the 4 champions. Coincidentally, they're all on our team, but I think this is going to aspire other people to go after it.
Yeah, and you mentioned this is something, if you said you weren't doing this, you'd be lying. But, years ago, is this something you even dreamed of, as having 4 champions back-to-back, and then bringing all of them here on the same weekend? Like, was that even a pipe dream years ago when you started a team and you first got involved? Like, everybody has goals and aspirations, but is that even something like you could even have comprehended when you first started the team and first got involved?
I dream big, and I don't, some people know my backstory, some people don't, but I certainly haven't come from wealth, which is something that's important in motorsport. So it's hard. A lot of the dreams that I have require money. Like, motorsport is money. Like, to compete at the highest level in any form of motorsport, given at motocross, superbike, MotoGP, NASCAR, you need a substantial budget. So whilst I dream it, achieving it is because we've got some phenomenal partners, and I have to hate using the word sell, because but that's pretty much what I have to do. I have to package together what we're doing and have other people believe in it. I think the key to making this work is that we've proven. We came out here with Luke Clout in, I think it was 2020, and we had some top 5 finishes. That was supposed to go again a second year. Obviously, we had COVID. We've achieved great success with Brayton, Max Anstey, Jordan Smith. I mean, we've had reasonably good success. Joey Savacci, Shane McElrath. So it's somewhat easier to get people to back our program, but without them, it's not achievable. But yeah, I mean, for those that do know me, I'm like, and I'm getting emotional, I'm like a proud father. Like, these guys are my kids. Am I bummed about their results when they have a bad result? Sure. But no different to, I'm disappointed if something happens at home with family. Like, I want it to be better. Like, you know, your own kids, you see what they're able to achieve, so they set an expectation, so when they don't achieve that expectation, you feel down. But, you know, I know what they're capable of, and I want to give them that opportunity. So did I ever imagine having the opportunity to fund a team in America and work with people like Martine? No. Did I dream about it? Yes. But did I, you know, I dream about being a Formula One driver. That's not going to happen. You know, we all have different types of dreams, and then reality sets in. But yeah, to think I'm here and I'm surrounded by companies like Quadlock and Western Power Sports and American Honda, to think, you know, I can call Shane Drew or Lars for advice. Yeah, they're the things that blow my mind still every day. They're the real things that blow my mind. You know, I watch Lars, the mechanic for Jeremy McGrath, you know, an icon in our sport, someone that I looked up to and admired what he did. I saw Shane Drew there. I think he was there when they first built a Honda. He's been around that long. He's going to kill me for saying that. But, you know, and I have open conversations with these guys that want to help us. So to have those relationships, you know, are amazing. To think I'm on a first name basis with Brock Clover, you know, Eric Kehoe, people that I grew up watching and admiring. And yeah, it's, yeah, I don't take those things for granted.
And you kind of going back, you mentioned like different people that have come through the team. Jordan Smith, you kind of, I guess, him and Max Anstey, you kind of helped, I guess, revitalize their careers. Like, look what they've gone to now, and you know, it's really cool to see. So, what's it like to be able to?
Amazing.
You know, just
absolutely amazing. People often say to me, "Why didn't you keep them?" You know, we've got most of us built into our contracts first right to refuse. But I mean, it's my job to make people better and then not hold them back. So again, extremely proud. You know, Jordan Smith, what a great human being, a great father. And through riding on our team, we were able to show how strong we were, which made Max comfortable about coming on our team. And then Jordan went off and rode for Star, and now he's with Triumph, and he's making a great living for his family. So I achieved what I'm supposed to achieve. You know, hopefully in the future we can retain some of these riders and we get a better budget. But yeah, same with Max. What a great human being. What a great asset to the sport. And to see what he's doing now, I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah, win with your team, led to points at one time. Like, again, is that something coming to America that you even have? Like, you said you dream big, but is that even something like you thought would happen?
Yes, because I believed in Max, and I believe the same in Jordan. You know, we didn't quite get there with Jordan, but it was a rebuilding year for Jordan, and he was getting better and better. But yeah, I mean, definitely with Max, and I feel with Joey and Shane, we can race inside the top six. I really do, and they're fast inside the top six. So yeah, when it comes to the talent that we put on the team, we certainly have a belief that they're capable of contending. We hope that we can provide them things that they didn't have on other teams. Considering we're a smaller operation and we're rider-centric, we're focused on the rider a lot more. We don't have too many athletes where we're just reliant on one of them to win. In our program, we're so focused on the one rider or two riders that they get our full attention, and I think that works well for our program. Again, our relationship with American Honda, our bikes are very good. We work very hard internally to get them competitive. But one thing's for sure is, again, those that do know me know this, and I'll never use the word sacrifice, because sacrifices are made when people are doing something not necessarily they want. In my mind, I'm not sacrificing anything. I don't have a home. I live in my workshop back in Australia. I drive a used pickup truck, and none of those things bother me because I'm doing what I feel is what gives me life. You know, my purpose is I'm giving back to those that I care most about, because the opportunities that I wanted as a privateer never existed, and I feel I can make that difference for others. So, yeah, but if I'm putting all my effort into something, I'm not there to participate. We're there to get results. So your question is, did I imagine us being that competitive? Yes, because anything less than that would mean I wouldn't do it, because I'd be taking advantage of really good people and good sponsors and not delivering anything in return. When we're on the podium there with Shane McElrath in his first ever 450 podium, that's real. You know, that's something people should talk about.
So going back to this weekend specifically, can you walk me through each rider and kind of the challenges and the things you saw, and just, I guess, how was the experience for the team this weekend?
I need to take the positives from this weekend, because if I look at it on paper, it was a real challenge. If I look at this weekend on paper, we failed. We invested a lot to come here, and Kyle arguably barely finished Moto 1. Brodie Connolly went backwards in both motos. Kingsford broke his wrist in the second lap of practice. And Charli, whilst finishing second, is finding challenges on new tracks and in the heat. So there are a lot of things that challenged us this weekend. Now that could completely cripple me and have me questioning why we're here, but my riders are all healthy. Kyle worked his way up to 9th in Moto 1, solid lap times, solid sector times, and the heat back home is about 40, 45, no humidity, turned up here, didn't ride this week, so turned up on Wednesday, didn't ride, jumped straight into it at the deep end, and it got the better of him. No negatives. The real positive in all of this is Kyle is preparing for the MX of Nations. Now, obviously we're racing against America and you guys want to do well, and so do we, but I love the fact that I'm giving Kyle a chance, the best possible chance, to be the best possible representative of Australia. So I'll take the positives from this weekend, that Kyle will learn that he's not 100% ready for this heat. We'll work towards it over the next 2 weekends and we'll be better for it come the Des Nations. Brodie Connolly was as fast as 6th in a sector. Never raced these guys, only watched them on television, and worked his way forward in both motos. Come the 15-minute mark, he was done. Again, the heat got him. But I'm going away going, okay, I saw some brilliance, I saw some speed, we've got something to work with. Kingsford was relatively fast. He showed me that he's got grit and determination. I hadn't seen that in Australia. So to see him go out and race both races with a broken wrist, that was really important to me, because I honestly hadn't seen him muster up that type of courage throughout the year. That was a weakness for him back home. So great strength this weekend. Again, never ridden in this type of heat. And Charli's learning. It's going to be a process. And it's weird, people will be going, but she finished second, Yarrive. Why are you saying it's not where she wants to be? She wants to win. And she's winning at home, dominating by 40 seconds, dominating by over a minute. So we get back here and we have to reset and realise that we're not at the top. So again, I'll take that as a positive and we'll work forward. And that's probably going to be a 6 to 8 month plan that we're going to need to put in place with the right processes to get her there. So it wasn't everything I would have liked it to be, but I'll take so many positives from it. And I don't think we'll be the same group of riders in 2 weeks that we were today. But again, all of our riders are going to need to prepare better for their opportunity next year. And they would never have been able to better prepare if we didn't turn up today. We have to start somewhere.
Yeah, and so you mentioned the big plan for Kyle's obviously Motocross Nations. is he going to be, I guess, as a team staying here to race, or I guess to ride? I guess what's the process like over the next couple weeks, especially for him when he ramps up for Motocross?
Kyle will do the next 2 rounds on the 450, and then he'll stay back for 2 weeks, do some testing on the 250, because he'll be the 250 rider for Team Australia. He'll come home. I don't know if the world knows this, I might get thrown under the bus, but they're expecting their first child. He's going to kill me if he hasn't told everyone. But yeah, they're expecting their first child. So he'll go home, and then he'll come back and do another camp with the Lawrences. And then hopefully we're on the podium, hopefully we're on the top step. But I think we've got a great chance to be on the podium for sure. Looking at what Jet and Hunter did here at Ironman today, I mean, clearly they were 1 and 2. And Kyle just needs to be consistent and smart. It's going to be hard against Egan on a 250 for anyone around the world. But we're in a strong position with both Jet and Hunter, and Kyle just needs to be consistent.
Yeah, and you mentioned the heat got to him a little bit today. I guess how is that something you can even work on, and I guess how can you make those improvements? I don't know. Personally, I've never experienced something like that, so I don't even know how to. How do you even work on that?
I could sit there and say we could do 50-minute motos at home, but you're still doing 50-minute motos in 45-degree heat, as opposed to 35-minute motos in 100-degree heat. You can't replicate it. No matter how much I sit there and say to the boys, I can't believe we weren't prepared the way we should have been. We can't prepare for this. We can't. The riders that we're racing against here have been riding in this heat since May. We've been riding in winter since April. So it's just a reality. No matter what anyone wants to say on paper, that the best of Australian champions, the best Australian riders came over to compete and they were there, we weren't ready for this heat. And the only way we can start is by jumping in at the deep end, because we don't have time to come here for a month and prepare, because we've only got the opportunity to do the last 3 rounds.
And then you mentioned the relationship with the Lawrences. What's that like? He's going to go train with them, and the relationship with Honda and helping, kind of you guys back and forth, and just it's a full team effort between Honda and you guys and everybody. It's not a
amazing. It's absolutely amazing. The Lawrences open their door for Kyle. They give him a house. They really get behind this MX of Nations team. They don't take any credit for it, but they're the real true leaders in our program. They want us to do well, and they make it happen. And then Lars, Shane, Ben Griffiths, Hutch, like everyone over there at Honda, just Brandon Wilson, Jeremy, like everyone, Jeff, I can't thank them enough. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. It is a family. And they want Honda to succeed. And at the end of the day, that's what they put first, is Honda. And then coincidentally, all of the riders on the team are Australians. And that's a coincidence. It just shows you the strength and unity of Honda globally. And that's what makes it work. But again, I think the one person that doesn't get the credit that he deserves is, or 2 people, is Darren Lawrence. Behind the scenes, geez, does he want to make this work, and he wants to be competitive. And Michael Byrne. I mean, you actually couldn't find a more formidable team. Michael Byrne, his success in America. Darren Lawrence, he leaves ego at the door and just focuses on processes and systems to win. Hunter and Jet hate losing. And the Honda family globally don't like losing either. So it's a killer combination. And they've got a goal, and they'll do whatever they can to win. They don't leave anything to chance. So I know, and this is the greatest thing for me, is that Kyle, who is 10 years with Honda now, so a dear friend of mine as well as a rider, but very much a family, part of my family. I don't have to worry about him when he comes to America. They treat him like he's their own.
You mentioned like Honda goes all in. I think that's what people don't realize. It's not, by no means is Honda going to be like, hey, we want Team USA to win. Even if they had Chance Hymas or somebody from Honda on the team, they're giving 100% to every single person they can on the team. Like,
Joe Shimoda,
they want Australia to win. It'd be cool if USA won, but they're like, our guys are Honda, they're Australian, we want that team to win. There's no holding back, I guess, from them.
I have a solid program back home, I've been with Honda now for 24 years, and we're achieving reasonable, modest success. It's good. I've learnt a lot from being able to witness how American Honda operates, and again, they've opened their doors to show me different things. I can ring Shane Drew whenever, and he's always open to answer my questions, which I'm grateful for. It wouldn't matter if it was Tim Geiser coming here, or Ruben Fernandez, or Kyle, or Hymus, or Shimoda for Japan. Honda has this philosophy that if they're going to do something, it has to be done properly, or they don't want to do it. That's one of the things I've learned. They're not going to do anything by halves. They're not going to stretch themselves so far or so thin that they can't do anything properly. So they're all in. Now, we are fortunate, complete transparency, and I hate it because Hymus is one of the most him and his family are one of the most beautiful families I've met here in America, but he's sidelined right now, and American Honda have all of these resources there that they're able to provide to Kyle, and that's giving Australia a great opportunity. But the relationship globally with Honda, HRC, the Honda Racing Corporation, you can identify quite easily when Honda's doing something. It's either we're going to win it or we don't want to do it. Whether it's the Dakar, whether it's MotoGP that they're trying to come back in front of, Formula One, the success they've had with Verstappen, Honda don't like losing. They're either all in or let's not do it at all.
I think we covered a lot of things. Is there anything else you'd like to touch on we didn't cover, or anything else like that? Or
no, just the fact that everyone in America has been extremely welcoming, very supportive of not only the Australian contingents here, but Martine and the team and the effort everyone's putting in. Everyone's extremely supportive, from the AMA to Feld, MX Sports. I'm extremely grateful. We can ask as many questions as we want, and they're always there for us. So, that type of welcoming, and the fans, they're fantastic. They've really welcomed the Australian contingent and extremely supportive. They've been very welcoming to Charli Cannon, and that's something, again, that Americans should be very proud of, is that they've welcomed Aussies into the country and supported them. It's something I'm proud to relate back to people back home, is how supportive the Americans are, because you are a patriotic bunch, which is fantastic. You love your country, but you respect and admire talent, and you get behind it. And yeah, without that, it would be a miserable experience.
One more quick thing, because you mentioned Charli, the FIM Oceania Cup, that was in Australia, right? And back in March. So it's pretty cool, to have, the American girls go there to compete against her at her home soil, and have her to come here. I think that's unique, because you can see both aspects of it.
It's fantastic. It's lifted both. Yeah. Lala came back from Australia and had I believe, came back and reset her goals, and she's riding a lot better now. And Charli's now come here and having to reset her goals. So it's only going to lift women in motorsport. People forget that 10% of our global market is made up of women motorcyclists. So we really need to rally behind it. See the girls out there hitting the big jumps. I love it. Absolutely love it. It's amazing. And it'll inspire the next generation of young women coming through. And that's what we want, because most of the people here have got brothers and sisters, and they've got a lot of sisters that wonder whether or not they could ride a motorbike. Well, not only can they ride one, but they can do it damn good if they put their minds to it.
Yeah, and the moms out there, what can I do with my kids? You can both get them into riding.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Awesome. That was perfect.
Thanks.